I try to tell y'all, these Drakes, like when people send me intros, it's a good thing. But then when you get like a really good one, it just makes it even better. Good God. Yes, yes, yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I am your host, Tashir Rasay. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 217 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to my man, Agent Smith 78 for that intro. Using that for a couple more weeks, and then we'll be moving on to something else. Shout out to you, the viewer, the listener that rocks with us every week. Normally, we do this every Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, right here, youtube.com/Computer Music Academy. But have to do a pre-recorded show today. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. Speaking of this week, what are we doing? Oh, God. What are we doing? Wow. That was a nice amount of phlegm there. Episode 217. I wanted to do something different, something that we have not done before at CMA. Because as you know, with these assignments, it's all in an effort to get people out of the box, to, the majority of the people that come to CMA already have a particular way they go about creating music. And there's nothing wrong with that. What we do what we do at CMA with the WHA is to help enhance that by taking you over here and taking you over there. And whatever you learn in these other places, you can always pull that back into what you do centrally. So, that being said, I came up with an idea that I think is a very, very, very nice idea. And it's something that I've tampered with. And it's something that that has happened in the music industry a lot throughout our lifetimes. And I'm talking about persona, aliases. And it's this simple. In the case of a nice amount of popular musicians, they get into I don't know if you want to say they get into a certain box, or they've done something for so long where they decide, you know what, I want to do something else, but I would like to do so without risking current fan base. And sometimes I think it's a label thing. Sometimes I think it's a thing just to see what happens if I step out over here and do something different. And there's been a number of people that I can think of off the top of my head who have done this. RZA with the Bobby Digital character, Madlib with his New Days Quintet or Yesterday's Quintet, Quasimodo is another one of his. There's a few other people in the hip hop realm who have done this. And then there's Garth Brooks, who I actually have a lot of respect for Garth Brooks. But he did a thing in the late 90s where he put out an album as Chris Gaines, which was more of a pop kind of thing somewhat. And it was all right. And I brought this to the people. I said, you know what? Let's see if you can come up, create a character, a persona that's other than who you are. Do some music that's outside of what you normally do, and let's see if it works. Again, I thought it was a great idea. We have 4 submissions, and considering who's turning in, I think it's still going to be a very good show. However, I think a lot more people should have jumped on this, because just to get out of your realm and experiment outside of how we experiment here at CMA, I think that would have been really good. But let's see what these people have for us. Now, originally, I was hoping that everybody would have came back with their name, their persona name, so I could show that. But a couple of people did not, a couple of people did. So, for the people that did not, I'm not going to say their names until afterwards. That being said, let's get into this first submission right here and see what's going on. I see. That was nice. Very nice. He says, I don't even know what music genre this is, what music genre this belongs to, LOL. Hope y'all enjoy. Considering who it is, I like this. If I had to categorize it, this is somebody that we know and love, respect for doing what they do as far as hip hop, a little electronic. And if I had to put a tag on it, put it in a box, categorize it, I would say this is more, and being in voiceovers and doing commercials, you know, PSAs and stuff like this, I would say this definitely fits in the area for like movie soundtrack stuff, background music. It's perfect for that. It's absolutely perfect for that. Listen to that again and tell me that does not sound like it's in a documentary or even like a drama or action flick. Tell me that does not fit that. Same thing with TV, of course. But yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I love that it really never got into an actual beat. And I know I always talk about when it builds up and the drums come in and all that kind of stuff. I know I always talk about that, but that's the whole thing is if it's for a particular purpose of just being in the background of a particular scene, somebody's explaining something or investigating or whatever, this is perfect for that. It doesn't necessarily need a crescendo, a build up, you know what I'm saying? So, but I do like everything about the instrumentation. And it's very organic. It's very cool. It has a nice rhythm to it, even though there's no beat, no drums to it. So, excellent job to XZ Beats. Very, very nice. Very nice. I do appreciate that right there, my man. Good stuff. All right, let's go to this one right here and see what this person is talking about. Number 2 for Alias. Let's check this out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that. I like that a lot. He says, okay, so if I was to assume a new persona, I guess you can call me Naughty One, and I will be a dance hall producer. After this, maybe I'll give it a try, LOL. The sample, Black Uhurus, Dread on the Mountain, added drums and bass, hashtag we are CMA. Now, I didn't see the whole Naughty One thing. I would have played that on the screen. So my apologies for that. But the funny part about it is it's different, but I think everybody picks up who it is, and that's No One You Know. That's dope. I give him props on this because of the use of the sample, and we know what No One does with his drum programming and sounds and stuff like that. I give him major props on this particular submission because I don't know if it was because it came from a cleaner source or if it was actually in the mixing. I don't know, but I will say this has a cleaner sound from aside from his other submissions, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not talking about the other ones in a bad way at all, but this sounded a little cleaner. He tried to get away from the typical No One elements, but they still slid in there a little bit, which is no problem with that. But I do like, and he actually came up with a concept. I would be a dance hall producer. So that's actually pretty dope because dance hall was huge. Oof. I think dance hall in certain areas is still huge. But I remember like mid to late 90s, well, mid 90s, when it first started kicking off with dance hall, and even into the early 2000s. Like the first time I went to Toronto and I found out that dance hall and soca and whatnot were still really big up there. That was dope. So I think this as a 2018 kind of dance hall with some slight trap elements, yeah, that's really dope. This was dope. I love the drum programming, the drum sounds, of course. The tempo, really dope. The way you chop the sample, very dope. And again, it just sounds a little cleaner than the other stuff you've turned in lately. I don't know if that's just progression, evolution, or if, I don't know. But I did enjoy that. So props to you on that, my man. That's good stuff right there. Really good stuff. All right, let's move on to this person right here. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to press play.
I'm the best ever. There's no one that can match me. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. There's no one to stop me. My defense is impregnable. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
the ability to manipulate an animal many times its size? The answer is all of them. These are all parasites. Organisms that live on or inside another host organism, which they harm and sometimes even kill.
Very interesting. Greetings, humans. On this first part, I tried to do a drum and bass beat. I think you were pretty successful. Added vocals from the famous Mike Tyson speech. From the famous Mike Tyson speech and other samples. On the second part, I chopped the song "Nothing Can Be Explained" from the Bleach anime. Oh my God, Bleach! Good Lord, like 300 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. Bleach anime soundtrack, and tried to make a slow dark metal groove around it. I looked for something creepy to add to it and found the speech about parasites and said, why not? Shouts out to Promo for letting me use his studio. Until we meet again. Hashtag final form. Hashtag we are CMA. So he revealed it. DJ Promo. And he had some elements in there that make you really say, like, yeah, I think this is Promo. Especially with the whole 1 or 2 parts, normally 3. But as far as the first part, I don't know where you went. I don't know how you got there. But yo, that was very convincing. I don't know if that's your first trip into drum and bass, but that was very convincing, especially like with the stereo percussion and all of that. Yo, because I've made drum and bass once. I think that was the only time I successfully did it. And it was for an earlier WHA. And it was interesting. Needless to say, this sounds closer to what it should be, to be very honest. It really does. So props on that. And then the second part, dark, slow, you know, it's that moody metal, dark metal. Yeah, I could definitely see that as well. And I really like the sample that you use. That's from Bleach. That's crazy. I really like the sample you use as far as the music part of it, and then chopping in the parasite speech, which is very dope overall. And again, Promo is just getting into 2.0 on the machine, just like within the last 3 months, I think. And and actually over the weekend, he emailed me and showed me he just got a studio. So he's rocking on the studio now. He's no longer on the MK1. So props for that, my man. But yeah, if this is the kind of stuff that we can expect now that he's on 2.0 along with a studio, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Promo, excellent work, my man. Good stuff as always. Thank you for that. And now, the grand finale. Let's see what we get. Man, listen. Before I go any further, let me just say, for what this is supposed to be, the genre that this person was going after is clearly dubstep. The wobble. This is perfect. It is so perfect. I would dare say that if somebody played this at a club, at a show, during their set, no one would think that it was someone that doesn't really do this. I don't think anyone would say, oh, I can tell this is an amateur, so to speak. I don't think anybody would say that. This is very convincing. Go to your Spotify, go to your Pandora, your YouTube, wherever, and look up dubstep. You'll hear this. Tell me I'm lying. I am Glitz, a dubstep producer. I would someday like to produce with Gamma Pods. Just think, Glitz and Gamma. Glitz and Gamma. That's not bad. Yo. That was dope. There's no other way around it. That was incredibly dope. And this is only like a 2-minute, 15-second song. There's a lot that happened there. Like, from when I've listened to drum and bass, listened to dubstep, and some of these other sub-electronic genres, these songs are like minimum 3.5 minutes. They're like 5, sometimes, longer songs. To get that much in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, have it be dope, have it sound authentic and professional, that's pretty impressive. And I don't know if Gamma has really dabbled with this before now, but man, this sounds great. Real talk. Now I'm actually looking for a Glitz project. And Gamma just released a new joint a couple of days ago. GammaPods.bandcamp.com. Go check it out. I'm looking for a new dubstep album now. we need to make that happen, dude. This was very nice, Gamma. Especially when it drops. I mean, it does everything it's supposed to do. It has a nice intro, and it goes into the verse part, and then it actually builds up, and when it drops, wah, 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 oh my God, it's perfect. And the cool part about it is, it wasn't a lot. It didn't spend a lot of time on that section, or any of the other sections, to be honest. So it didn't wear out his welcome. That's where I'm trying to go. This was very dope. Very impressive, Gamma. Props to you, my man. Good God. And that's it. Closing out this episode of the Weekly Homework Podcast, 217. Props to Gamma Pods, DJ Promo, No One You Know, XZ Beats, and you for watching, listening, supporting what we do every single week. Hopefully, we'll be back live next Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, right here, YouTube.com/Computer Music Academy. And if you would like to be amongst a great talent pool, come over to ComputerMusicAcademy.com and join us. It is that simple. We're done for the week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya!